and welcome to the Monarchs Friday Focus, joined this week by Stephen LUMSDEN, looking resplendent with your new haircut there, Stevie.
Here.
Right, somebody's not getting invited back. So today, this morning, whenever you're watching, we look back on the Monarchs' 57-33 victory over Lakeside. Stevie, another good victory, 3 points on the board, but potentially at a cost. Obviously, Victor and Joe having to withdraw after 2 heavy-looking crashes.
Yeah, there's always that. That fear when we make the track as difficult, I suppose, as we have been, or grippy. It's disappointing to see probably 2 or most irreplaceable riders. I think with the greatest respect to everybody else, everybody else can be replaced easily with the figures that they have. Joel and Victor potentially not. It's good to see them up and about. They're not too badly hurt, but we'll see how the weekend progresses and see how they feel. You
mentioned that there, obviously Joe went down, it was his right foot. I think it looked like, obviously overslid it on that bend too, the foot got caught under the bike, and then it twisted him, and then Victor just sort of got caught, went to twist the throttle to try and get through, and went off. And I think it was his left thumb, his right thumb?
Yeah, it was his thumb. I think it was the muscle behind his thumb. We tried to get him started again, see how he felt just with the bike running, with the vibrations of the bike running through, but he couldn't grip on with his thumb. So with the track being the way it was, there was just no sense in sending him out there to even try that.
As you mentioned, the positives, as it stands, as we sit here on Friday night, none of the 2 guys head into hospital as we speak. Joe was, albeit hopping, but he was still in the pitch right up to the end. Victor still here. We've seen him drive his van out here. Everyone will see this on Saturday morning. He'll be well home, so nobody needs to worry that he's driving with one arm. But hopefully it's a case of a couple of ibuprofen when they get home, rest up, and we'll see how they are tomorrow morning.
Joel himself wanted to continue. He couldn't get his boot on, and it was once we had got it over that kind of the threshold, that might have been okay, but he couldn't put any pressure on it whatsoever. I think it was Ricky at the end of the day that talked him out of it. Just be sensible here. You don't want to make it any worse. And he was obviously absolutely right. But he gave it a crack. He wanted to carry on. He didn't want to pull out the meeting, which is always good to see. But he done the right thing in the end.
That's it. And obviously that was the negative side. We will look at the positives. Obviously another big one for the Monarchs. During the course of the show, we'll catch up with Monarch of the match and key stand-in after those injuries, Roy Lawson. We'll speak to a very impressive Richard Lawson from Lakeside. We'll see the race of the night, which was Heat 2. Roy Lawson's first win, I believe, since he came back. So that's the negatives. Now we click to the positives. The other 5 guys that carried on, to a man, done their job and put to bed on paper a very difficult looking Lakeside team.
It's a side that I thought, you look at the top 3 and you look at Lawson, Morris and Ellis as well. I mean, he's had some season himself, and I thought they were going to be a lot more trouble than they were. It was a great performance by the boys. Yeah, I mean,
you sort of come into the pits, and you're obviously in the pits for the full meeting. There was a few grumbles from the Lakeside side about how grippy the track was, but it's there to be ridden, and I guess you can psych yourself out of a meeting before it's even started if that's the mindset you're going into it with.
Yeah, I've heard a lot worse for teams complaining about tracks that have been far better. They might have had a couple of grumbles, but to be fair to each one of them, they cracked on with it. You didn't. You could see that they were unhappy, but it is what it is, and they just carried on and rode. So
fair point. And again, we look at the Monarchs side of the scorecard. Mentioned that everyone stepped up. Ricky Wells paid for 10, Josh Pickering, fantastic, paid 14, just missing out on his max in heat 15. Richie Worrell paid for 12, just missing out on the max heat 15 again. Paid 11 from Eric, and that paid 13 from Will at reserve. And obviously Victor was unbeaten in his first 2 rides as well. So another powerhouse performance by the Monarchs.
Yeah, it's strange seeing Richie getting beat by an opposing rider. I think it was the first time that he's crossed the line. And not been in front. I think only Josh had beaten him, if you want to call it that.
And they had a fair race earlier on tonight as well.
I think they had a bit of fun. In all honesty, I think they had a bit of fun together, which is it's good to see.
Yeah, and obviously the one man that did manage to lower all the Monarchs colours, particularly Richie and Josh in Heat 15, was Richard Lawson. I caught up with Richard after the match. Joined by Lakeside's Richard Lawson. Richard, a tough night's work, but wins in Heat 13 and 15, not a bad way for yourself to end.
Yeah, I can go on fairly happy for myself, but yeah, we struggled. The track was really grippy, and we struggled to get out the start. I think some of the boys, if we could get out the start, we felt a bit more confident, but yeah, that was a bit of a hammering, to be fair.
Do you think the track maybe psyched a couple of the guys out? I mean, it looked early doors, particularly until they'd done a bit of work, that you know, it did look difficult out there.
Yeah, it was difficult. I don't think we were psyched out so much. It was just, it was difficult, you know. We hadn't rode that grippy before. Maybe these guys have. I don't know what it's been like, but yeah, when it slickened off a little bit more, and I suppose we got used to it, we kind of started to race them.
Yeah. And I guess after a night like tonight, from the team's point of view, you've just got to say, right, 7 guys going home, healthy, you know, no accidents, and burst yourself down, big matches ahead.
That's exactly what I said to the guys, you know, after Heat 15. I said, we can all walk home. We ain't got bikes to fix, and everyone's limbs are all there. So yeah, unfortunately, I hope the Edinburgh guys are okay after it. But yeah, you know, if we'd lost by 7 or 8, it would have made any difference. So yeah, on to next one. We've got a busy week next week with the 2 home matches, so hopefully we can get 6 points there.
There's really some huge matches ahead. Obviously, still got to clinch that playoff spot, although it looks like it's almost there. Cup semi-final still coming in. The move to Rye House. You know, what effect do you think that's going to have on the guys?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we're all pretty excited about it. To be fair, it's nobody disliked this Rye House track, so got a big practice day there next week, and you know, everyone can get dialed in and get themselves familiar. You know, I think it just ticked a lot of boxes for the club, and you know, we're just going to make the most of it. It is what it is, and you know, we've got Speedway still.
Do you think it could almost give a boost now that that's kind of backed against the wall? A lot of people maybe be thinking, right, that's the home advantage away, and it's up to the Hammers to go out and prove them wrong.
Well, exactly, yeah. You know, we hadn't had a home match for so long. I think we'd kind of lost that home advantage. It was starting to feel like an away meeting when we go there, but. Like I said, it is what it is, and we just got to make the best of that situation and yeah, take the positives from it.
And from a personal point of view, obviously seen second in the Championship Riders last year, number 1 in a strong team. You know, it must be pleasing to hold off guys like Nick and Adam for that number 1 spot. Are you happy with your form? Have you felt sort of rejuvenated by the move away from Glasgow into a new team at Lakeside?
Yeah, I've really had a nice year. It's been really good, you know, amazing atmosphere in the team, and you know, it's just enjoyable to come around back. Not saying it wasn't in the past, but yeah, I think the fresh scenery, you know, Lakeside, I missed a year with them being in the National League, but I'd been in the what there was the old Elite League, so it's a great club. There's some great people there, and it's nice to be back.
Well, thanks very much for speaking to us. Well done tonight. Always a classy performer, Lawson. Obviously, certain things can be made by certain fans on social media about his record in the big heats, but he proved it tonight. Wins in heats 13 and 15 away from home. That's a number 1's job, and that's what he done.
Yeah, he clicked. Was it in his second season with Glasgow? Yeah, he never. You could see that he was never a big fan of the place, but it just seemed to click one day, and since then he's probably always threatened a performance like that. But that was pretty special tonight. It is good to see. It's good to see British riders come here and do well on a track that's allegedly a track, but for a guy like Richard to come and put those demons to bed in that fashion is great to see. And
I guess maybe the trouble was a lack of a heat leader backup. I think only Nick Morris won 1 race, Adam Ellis won 1 race, so four heat winners tonight. You're not going to win a meeting with 4 heat winners.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. Again, I think you've mentioned that a million times. Were we really good, or were they that bad? But I think it's difficult. We can easily say that, but when they're lining up against, as you've just mentioned, Ricky Wells and Josh Pickering and Richie Warren and Eric Riston, I think it might be forgiven for that.
Another key 3 points from memory. I've not looked at the league table. I think it moves us back into the playoffs positions. 2 meetings left, and you know, I don't think we can say how big this meeting is on Tuesday through Ashfield. It's absolutely huge.
It's huge when there's nothing to play for, you know. It's enormous. As long as it doesn't go too.
I don't think. I mean, it depends on both sides. I mean, I guess it's the mindset you go into. I almost look at Tuesday as a bit of a free hit, in that we're 2 points ahead, so it's them that need to do something. You know, yes, if we don't take anything on Tuesday, then we all sit and watch Speedway updates next Thursday when they're at Ipswich, with, you know, looking through our fingers, watching the updates go through Ipswich, battered by injuries just now. So the pressure's up. But if we go through there and we get something, if you know, a draw, a win, that effectively ends Glasgow's season.
Well, of course, have to look after Berwick yourselves, which is going to be for me a formidable opponent, I suppose, if you want what to call it that. Straight through that Berwick 1 to 7, they're all round about the mid 6 to 7 point averages, and that they'll probably, or they will go well round here. But yeah, as you say, Glasgow, try not to think about it too much until the day, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep, and one man who could be key on Tuesday is Lawson. We've seen him back to form here. We've maybe not seen it away from home yet, but Glasgow, a track that has ridden a lot in the past, so if he can keep the kind of form going that he showed tonight and get in among the points against the likes of Sargent and Thomas, and I don't know who the Glasgow guest is going to be. I'm almost positive it won't be Gino Manzarres again after his performance last Tuesday, but if he could take 3 or 4 points like that, it would be key.
Absolutely. I think as you say, the guest will probably be quite important. I think the 4.2 they were saying.
Yeah. It's a very, very difficult. Same as we would have if Joe can't make it. Those 4.5 is nigh on impossible.
Absolutely. Jax seems to be going quite well around there now. I can feel the nerves coming off your end. They'll pull a rabbit out of the hat, no doubt. Right,
okay, so we'll make it a wee bit more comfortable, Steve. We'll bring it back to tonight. We mentioned Willie Lawson there, monarch of the match, 11+2, 2 heat wins and a paid win. We caught up with Willie after the match, and then we'll see that race tonight. His first win back in the Monarchs colours in heat. So, joined by Willie Lawson. Willie, 7 rides, how are you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad, I feel fit enough anyway, so yeah, all went well. So.
And monarch of the match, you must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good. It gives the confidence a little boost. So the team did really well, and the track was quite difficult to begin with, but yeah, happy with my performance.
You mentioned that there was a few grumbles coming out of the Lakeside camp that it was over gripping. It did look a bit grippier than it has been the last few weeks, but I guess it's the same for both teams. You've just got to get it and ride maybe a bit more with your head than the throttle sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit, but then riders made mistakes and stuff, so you could pass a bit as well. So but getting in the corners was actually okay, just kind of mid-track, but if you got in the corner right, it was actually not too bad to race. So.
And obviously, I think you said when you spoke to Scott Wilson, you were just waiting on that first heat win, and that will kick you on. There's 2 heat wins and a paid win tonight. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, it certainly gives the confidence a boost, and no, I'm delighted with my performance. Just struggling a little bit coming in the corners, just not quite in the right line, but you know, it will come. So.
And then we head to Ashfield on Tuesday. Another big match for the team, a place you've ridden a lot as well. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I like Glasgow, and it's changed a lot since the last time I was there. No, I've got a good engine for there, good setup. So yeah, I'm going there for the win, and we nearly won at Workington, but I'm going to score 2 points at reserve. So if one else can step up, I'm sure we can get the win.
I guess the only downside tonight, obviously, we've seen Victor and Joe pull out, and 2 key guys in the team will be hoping they're back and fit and ready to go on Tuesday.
Yeah, you know, right, just a bit sore, like, but I think it should be alright for Tuesday, so none broken.
That's all I like to hear. Well done tonight. Keep it going.
Thank you very much.
Well, no, Joel Andersson, he wasn't excluded from this rerun, although I think he should have been, but he's withdrawn from the meeting with a foot injury. So William Lawson on his own against Zach Wojtnek and Alfie Bortel. William moved quite early there, but Zach much better away, and Alfie's going well too. Lawson into second and challenging Wojtnek, who's well out. And Lawson's come through actually. Brilliant effort by William Lawson. Terrific overtake. William's going to be busy tonight. He'll have to pick up the rest of Joel's rides. He's got Zach on his tail here, going quite quick. William taking a nice tidy inside line. Still say I'm impressed by Zach on his debut ride. Hear so much about riders struggling around here, but he's getting around quite easily, and he's got a chance still. But William Lawson, a very good win from the back there. Extremely well done.
Number 2, and that's our cover star on the meeting programme tonight.
So Willie there, always happy to speak to us and sounding happy to be back. He's confident, those heat wins will do him the world of good, and he moves on now, and he knows that he's capable of putting the points on the board here, and hopefully away as well.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a long time to hear that tune I fought the law, but it's really good to hear again. It's good to see him, as you say, with a smile on his face, if you could call it that. But he joked with his dad he'll be having lobsters tonight, I think.
Well, that would about do us tonight. Another comprehensive Monarchs victory, 57-33. Back into those playoffs where we want to be. Stephen, thanks very much for joining us. Looking dapper as ever, the Haley McQueen, the Edinburgh Speedway.
Always a pleasure, mate.
And thanks very much for joining us. And do keep an eye on the Monarchs website and social media during the week to see how we got on in that big match on Tuesday.
Thank you.